All right, guys, pictures up.
Pictures up.
Pictures up.
Let's roll sound.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Sound speeds.
Camera speeds. 2. Asham. Take 2. Mark.
Set. And action.
Welcome to the Penn Cinema Podcast, your behind-the-curtain connection for movie news and reviews. Now here are your hosts, Penn Ketchum and David Moulton.
Welcome to the show. I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum.
What's up? My dude.
David, today, I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
We turned over a new leaf.
I saw. It
Yeah.
was outside. There was a frame.
Right.
And I was like, that's not the same side that it used to be.
Right. Well, we all got tired. We had a staff meeting this morning.
Yeah.
And we all agreed we got tired of looking at the same side of the leaf.
Yeah.
So we all went out front and we drew straws to see who was going to turn it over. And then, the appropriate person turned it over.
Heavens forbid the grass is always greener on the other side.
Right.
Motion never passes.
Right. God forbid.
Yeah.
We're going to have to move the whole building
Just over.
across the street. I have a few things that have been looming
Oh.
that I checked the box and they're passed.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay.
One of the things, maybe looming is the wrong word, but one of the big things that we dealt with this week was we were the hub for the hubbub for the parking for the Women's U.S. Open.
Right. That's the one that's right close by?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Now, last week, you expressed all kinds of your typical end of the world, this is awful.
Me?
Yeah, I know. I know, it's hard to believe, but your comments were like, it's an hour away, and they're going to cram on these buses, and golfers aren't going to like it.
And you were like, no, they're going to be charter buses.
Right. I was like, they're going to be comfy, cozy charter buses. It's super easy. You park in the field, you walk, you get on your charter bus, and off you go. Now, one comment that I made that I will stand by is that I don't think the golf course was prohibitively far away.
An hour to an hour and a half.
You were saying like hour and a half. And I know you were joking.
Yeah.
But I do think it was closer than people think, because I think the buses cut through Butter Road and that kind of thing. Anyway, that's not my point. My point is, I was shocked, and I owe you an apology. Because these poor bastards had to huff and puff their way through the field, over the river, through the woods to grandmother's house. And then when they got to my parking lot, to the asphalt, they had to stand in line. And it was, at times, it was a long ass line, like really long. And then the charter buses that I imagined, obviously,
would be amazing. Right.
Probably while you're on the bus, they were serving you hors d'oeuvres and cocktails.
Right.
And probably while you're on the bus, they had like TVs on the back headrest of the person in front of you. So
showing golf.
So you could watch golf while you're driving over there.
Right.
No. These poor bastards got squished into school buses. They were borrowed from the Hempfield School District.
Because of course they were.
And the reason why I know that is because the magnets that they used to put on the side of the bus to cover up the word Hempfield, the magnets weren't quite big enough. So at the beginning it said H, and at the end it said Eld.
What?
And I just put two and two together. But to see all these grown-ups packed into these school buses.
With no leg. School buses do not have legroom for adults.
They have no legroom. They have no air conditioning.
Yeah, that's...
and it was hot and sticky all week. Now, I will say there was no complaining. Nobody, we had no problems. Everything went... we had a couple little problems, but, you're going to expect that. There were no real problems, and there was I wasn't aware of any real complaining from the golfers. Did you hear any?
No.
Yeah.
No, I know someone who went, who lives closer to the golf course than here.
Right.
Had to drive out here to get on. And they were like, no, there's no way that we can't park there. They drove there, and then they were directed here.
Right.
And they were like, oh, no, it was school buses they had to take over. But it wasn't that long. They cut across the back way, and I was like, that's why it wasn't. Charter buses wouldn't have been able to do it.
That's probably true.
But school buses, I mean, whatever. They can take the off-road.
Now I want to give it a shout out because before the U.S. Open came to Lancaster, I didn't have any friends in the South.
In general.
In general, specifically. Well, I wanted to take that back because now that I think about it, I do think one of Amy's college roommates. Well, first of all, I can't remember if my guys. Let me just look it up. If my new friend is from North Carolina or South Carolina, we think there's a difference, right?
Between the two?
Yeah, we're pretty sure those are two completely different states.
Yeah. But it implies that there's just a Carolina.
Right.
Right?
You would think.
Right.
Like, because there's West Virginia and then there's regular Virginia.
Right.
There's North Carolina, so obviously there's Carolina.
Right, and then there's South Carolina
and
underneath it.
Carolina is where the Panthers are from in the football.
And from the real life Panthers.
Right, Panther and right.
Yeah, and the real life
Right.
Panthers. Yeah,
So anyway, prior to the U.S. Open, I did not have any friends that I'm aware of from North Carolina.
Okay.
Now I do. So if I ever find myself in North Carolina, I'm going to look up Billy, and I'm going to give him a what's up. Because I checked in with Billy every day during the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Every day I got here between 6:30 and 7 in the morning.
Okay.
And every day he was already here
What was he doing?
putting people on buses. The buses
Oh my
left.
gosh.
The buses were in motion and leaving when I arrived.
Wow.
I mean, this operation was a pre-dawn situation. Anyway, Billy's the nicest guy you could ever meet.
I bet.
Super, super nice guy. And he said he had a friend who ran a funeral home. And Billy went to a funeral, saw his friend, and said, "Hey, it's great to see you." And his friend goes, "Well, it's always better to be seen than to be viewed." So I will forever remember Billy for that line.
Perfect.
Yep. So anyway, so that was the golf. And I wanted to apologize to you because I really thought it would be, I really thought it would be charter buses.
Well, I found out the tickets were only like $30. I thought they would be like hundreds of dollars.
Well, I don't want to name names, but somebody who I'm very close to, almost like married to.
Whoa.
She said, you got to wait in line, and then you got to get on the school bus, and then you got to walk, and then what? You got to watch golf.
Exactly.
That's a long day.
Exactly.
Why do you want to watch golf?
I don't know. And you got to be quiet about it.
Oh my God. These freaking guys with their delicate little sport.
Hey,
Or women,
talk to
these
me.
women with their delicate sport. Men
Why
and
are you
women.
attacking? Yeah, okay.
No, but I meant to clarify because this weekend was the women's U.S. Open. So, yeah.
Sounds kind of sexist, Ben. You ready to get into some news?
Speaking of sexist,
Yeah.
Furiosa had a 59% drop off.
Oof.
So apparently the world agreed with your inaccurate, false review of the film.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like I'm the only one speaking badly about it.
Like you're saying it's getting good word of mouth, but nobody's coming out to it.
I feel like the people who don't like it enough. They don't want to talk about it.
Oh, interesting. They don't hate it.
They're just like, I want to forget this experience.
Yeah. I had lunch today. As reported last week, I had lunch. I loved the movie, or at least I said it was best movie of all time. I had lunch today with a friend who was like, "Did you see that new Mad Max movie?" And I said, "Yeah." And they were like, "How was it?" Now here's my review a week after.
Okay.
Right? A week later. This is like how a movie holds up in time. Mm-hmm. I went like this. It's all right.
Because you've seen another movie since, right?
I've seen other movies since.
Right. Yeah.
And also, like, I feel like, you know, there's something like once a movie, we've talked about this on the show, and I know it's true for everyone. It's especially true for me. Once a movie starts getting bad press for having not done well, for me, it takes away the enjoyment of it. Like, it's kind of like rooting for a losing team. Mm-hmm. Like, they may have won the game, but if they're having a losing season, it's still not as much fun. Mm. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the latest with Furiosa.
Well, a movie that we were talking about, wondering where is it? Right?
Yeah.
We were like, what? Where is it?
Did you check behind the couch?
I didn't. But turns out it wasn't there.
Oh.
Because it's now on Netflix.
Oh, right.
I'm talking about Godzilla Minus One. It's finally available at home.
I saw that headline. Is that true? Like now, or it's going to be available?
As of Saturday.
As of Saturday, okay.
Yeah, you can also buy it digitally or rent it through other things, but it's on Netflix if you have Netflix.
Nice.
So,
wait,
that's cool.
wait. podcast@penncinema.com. If you like movies enough to listen to this podcast, but you don't have Netflix. Like, who doesn't have Netflix?
You know,
Because lots of people don't have Paramount Plus. Lots of people don't have Peacock. Lots of people don't have even Hulu or whatever. But doesn't everybody at this point have Netflix?
I have been on the fence of canceling it multiple times.
Oh, my God.
Multiple times. In lieu of keeping, like, one of the other ones. Like right now I don't have Max. And, like, in lieu of like, I watch more stuff on Max than I do on Netflix. Like, on Netflix, like, I've got to go and, like, remind myself what's on there and hunt it down. Or it's something that I've already been watching for years.
Netflix has Seinfeld.
True, but
So-
someone has Seinfeld on DVD.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah. I mean, that someone might not have any way to play the DVDs,
Also, that's not the same.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right, moving on. Spider-Man. You know Spider-Man?
Rings a bell.
Familiar?
Isn't he the good guy from the Venom franchise?
He's never been in the Venom franchise.
Right, but he's like alluded to.
Well, but he's got nothing to do with Venom because Venom's his own original character that needs no, allegory to go with him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till death do we part.
Since we're talking about it.
But not soon enough, David says.
Oh my gosh. Well, Venom 2 news coming up. Spider-Man producer and writer Chris Miller. Now, this is the guy who writes the Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse movies.
So, in other words, a great, like, impressive dude.
Yeah. He says there is no AI presence in Beyond the Spider-Verse. No script writing, no art.
Oh, gotcha.
No, nothing like that. Like, everything they use will be original artist content.
So is that the state of the world now that we have to clarify that?
Yes,
Interesting.
especially with animated things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool. I mean, that's given how much we have loved the first two,
Yeah.
that report is entirely consistent with what you would expect from a great brand.
Right.
A great team, I should say. That's a better word.
They don't need to go that way, even though it's the easy
Right.
way to go right now.
Speaking of the easy way to go, one Mummy movie?
2 Mummy movie?
Hit me with 3 Mummy movies are in the works at Universal. One is a direct sequel to Brendan Fraser's movies.
Are you my mummy?
One is a prequel, and one remains aloof.
Now, look, I don't know where the prequel's going to lie, right? Is it going to be, like, classic? Because they are trying to redo the classic stuff with, like, The Invisible Man and whatever, like the Blumhouse stuff.
It's a monster mash.
Yeah. That could be interesting. Nobody wants anything to do with the Tom Cruise one, right?
I forgot there was a Tom Cruise one.
Bingo bongo.
Yeah.
Show me your money. And then the Brendan Fraser one, that one's got me interested because I love those movies. Even though by the end of the third one or whatever, it's like pretty campy and
So
I wouldn't even call it good, but it's just kind of a ride.
This is a second trilogy.
No, these are not. The idea is that these are not connected. Well, so far we don't know about the one.
A
But
second batch.
yeah, it's 3 Mummy movies are being made. One is connected to the Brendan Fraser franchise. One is a prequel to what we normally know as The Mummy.
I'm going to rewatch Mummy. When was the last time you watched The Mummy?
Oh, it's been a long time.
Years.
Those were good. The Mummy and The Mummy Returns are really good.
I'll bet you I haven't seen The Mummy since it came out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then the third one, we don't know what it's going to be about. So.
What if the third one... Didn't we have a moment where we had, like, the monster thing, like, started coming back? We had a Heckle and Jide...
Yeah, and the other Mummy movie was part of it.
Yeah.
It was called the Universal Dark Universe.
I would love for those to, like, all really take off. Well, who do we have in
They
there?
failed.
Who do we have in there? We got The Mummy.
Well, okay, so that version failed and has been ended. But then Blumhouse kind of restarted it with
Like, who could we have?
the Invisible Man. Remember The Invisible Man?
Yeah.
And there was another one. I think there's a werewolf movie coming out
That's what it
supposed
is.
to be in that
Yeah.
universe. Then you have Dracula, The Mummy, and the creature from the Black Lagoon.
You know what I find annoying?
What could you possibly find annoying? Possibly in this day and age,
David, I want to take a moment and thank you.
in the time of opulence.
I want to. In this golden era of life that we're currently
in.
occupying, what could you possibly find to complain about? Low, though it's hard.
Never before have I heard such insolence.
I figured it would do you right to remember
Yeah.
that there were complaints.
Whoa.
So I worked tirelessly in this era to find something to complain about.
Someone has to be a history man, and
That's
it's
it.
you.
That's it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm breaking the mold. I'm not content to just sit and be happy with how great just everything is.
Right now.
Right. Here's my problem.
Yeah.
Here's my beef.
What's your problem?
Here's my beef with Penn. My problem is I want a Dracula movie that is not all uppity and artsy and freaking literature and like I want Count Chocula. You know what I mean?
A goofy one?
Not even goofy. Just like I don't want to hear about Dram Stoker and I don't want to hear about, Canon. Jesus Lord. You know what I mean? Like I just want a fun
Possible.
I want a Brandon Fraser does I want someone to do for Dracula what Brandon Fraser did for The Mummy.
Okay.
Like that level of fun without being goofy. I'm not asking for a comedy. I just want a Dracula that's going to wear a red cape.
You want a Dracula movie where Dracula's not the main character.
Okay, I'll take that too.
Because a lot of times they make him the main character.
Well, I think what they do is they try to turn it into a period piece and out artsy each other.
Out artsy and out sexualized. The Dracula movies are incredibly sexual.
Right.
Yeah.
And uppity.
Yeah.
And I want a regular. How about this? That's what I want. And if you're not going to give me that, I want this. I want a kids movie called Count Chocula. How come we can make movies about all kinds of toys and games? We're making a Monopoly movie, I think I heard. We made Alvin and the Chipmunks. We made Garfield, all this stuff. Why can't we have a Captain Crunch movie?
Why can't we?
Why don't we have Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms, and Count Chocula? Why can't that be a team?
Well, Count Chocula would clearly be on the team of the Blueberry guy.
Yes.
The werewolf one and Frankenberry.
Frankenberry. That's who we're missing.
Yeah.
And Frankenstein would be a good one in this Monster Mash.
Well,
if we can handle two tracks.
There's four of them.
Right.
I can never remember there's one that's like a Wolfman.
Yeah.
I can never remember what that's called. Anyway, speaking of Wolfman.
No, I'm not done. I think we also get the bee from Honey Nut Cheerios.
As the villain.
As the villain. Yeah.
It's like flip it.
Right.
Flip it. Yeah.
Right. Because he's taking the healthy, good for you cereal and adding a ton of honey and sugar.
Yeah.
Which never stopped me from adding sugar to the Honey Nut Cheerios.
I mean, you've got to.
Right. But okay, so tell me this is not brilliant. Count Chocula, Captain Crunch. Would you say the Blueberry guy? What's his name? We don't know who that is. Yeah, Blueberry.
Yeah.
What's the Frankenstein cereal?
Frankenberry.
And Lucky Charms guy. They all team together.
Yeah.
And they got to deal with the bee from Honey Nut Cheerios. And
I think they have to deal with the basic four mascot.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Because that was no
Yeah.
sugar. It's you got to go with the mascot that's anti-sugar.
Yeah. And also the Cinnamon Toast Crunch has talking squares.
Or Shredded Wheat's the villain. And then at the end, he turns around and he's frosted.
He's frosted, right.
The other side is also a face. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this could be a great world.
Yes. See, now we're talking about a movie I could get into. Like
something on Penn's level.
That's what I'm talking about. Like I get it that you read some freaking literature about Dracula and I get it. I get it that there's literature back there, and I get it that you're super fancy and you read books. But just give me Count Dracula.
Please. Please.
And then, you know what else would be a fun, like, side character?
Oh, my God.
This is going to be perfect.
Okay.
Are you ready? You're going to love this.
I'm not ready.
You're going to absolutely love this. This is going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy version. Right?
Okay.
There's a band. There's a whole other band of characters. They're the no-name brand here, like assistants, like, you know, the Crunchy Oats, you know, the Crisp Rice.
Yeah.
We didn't even mention Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Well,
Where do they fit?
They're too powerful.
Are they like the Superman, Batman of this? They're DC.
Right.
Yeah, so all the cool sugar cereals are Marvel because they're cool and super. And then the fucking Rice Krispies are DC. Snap, Crackle, and Pop is Aquaman.
Wow.
Yeah, and then like the crisped rice and the toasted oats, those are like, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, rejects that are actually like somehow saved the day.
And Tony the Tiger's not on the team, but he's like the news reporter, like April O'Neil. Right. They're great. That's all he has to say about him. How have we not made a movie? Right?
Perfect.
With this.
I feel better already. I just hope somebody listens to the show and makes, because this is not the first time, David, that we have come up with a brilliant movie idea.
Right. I mean, this might be the most brilliant.
This is definitely the most brilliant, but why, how have we gotten this far and nobody has?
And I'm going to have an album come out, and it'll be the same time. It'll have a song from the hit movie that we made.
What's your song? Boogie in your butt. What? How's it?
E to the U to the double T. My butt fell off. Well, what? My butt fell off.
I can picture Snap, Crackle, and Pop singing that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The harmonies?
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of harmony.
I think it's Count Chocula singing it, and then it's Snap, Crackle, and Pop in the background going, what?
All three of them.
Right. What? You know what that would cost to make a movie like that? Probably like $8 billion.
Yeah, because of all the franchising.
Yeah.
But think of the advertising, the marketing.
Jackpot.
Right. Makes so much money.
Jackpot.
Kids, easy.
Yeah. $8 billion is probably what that would cost.
Speaking of $8 billion, since someone's going to throw it around.
Right.
If they're not throwing it at us.
Which is mistake number one, but,
right.
But whatever.
Say Skydance.
Right.
Has $8 million. Billion.
Yeah.
They're not going to throw it at us.
Right.
They might as well purchase Paramount. So Paramount and Skydance have reached an $8 billion merger where, you know how Paramount's been around forever?
Yeah, literally.
Right?
I mean,
it's like
they're
one of the biggest names.
Right.
Right? And you know how Skydance has been around for like maybe 20 years?
Is Skydance Tom Cruise's thing? No, that's Bad Robot.
No, Bad Robot is James Gunn.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's Skydance?
Skydance might be Tom Cruise.
I think that is because he does a lot of work with Paramount.
Yeah. Because Bad Robot's James Gunn. Or
it's not James Gunn, but it's
is it
somebody.
Joss Whedon? No.
No, it's somebody bigger than both of them.
No, it's. Look at us looking it up. Which one are you looking up? J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams.
So who's Skydance then?
I think Skydance is Tom Cruise. I'm fairly confident on that.
Did we both look up the same one?
Yes, we did. And now we're looking up the same one again.
Well, so they purchased Paramount, the establishment that's been around forever, and it says David Ellison. So I don't know who that is.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So, yeah, that just seems. Now they're calling it a merger, so it's not like everything Paramount is going to become Skydance. Paramount will remain its thing, but it'll be owned and like managed by Skydance, which seems insane to me.
Why?
That this long running.
It seems like inverted.
Yeah.
Like Paramount should be buying Skydance.
That's like, remember Kmart and Sears?
No.
Well, Kmart, the place that was always going out of business,
Right.
bought Sears.
Right.
Right? Well, how does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, Anyway,
I just like how people are talking about how the movie business is done and out of, nobody's going to movies anymore and it's going to be dead by the end of the summer. And yet companies are paying $8 billion for other companies.
well, you got those streaming services, man. Speaking of things being done and over, Inside Out 2 is going to have a 100-day theatrical window. Who's promising that kind of shenanigans?
The president of Pixar is a guy named Jim Morris.
Whoa.
And he did a long interview where he said, Inside Out 2,
Yeah.
which you remember I saw the first 35 minutes at CinemaCon.
Right.
It's amazing. Like it's everything you hope it's going to be. You know what I mean? Inside Out was so fresh and creative and you're like, how could you possibly outdo that? Well, they just take it to another level. And not that there's any kind of departure, but just that it's that same level of like brilliant insight while also being very touching and also very entertaining. You know what I mean? Very smart movie, very entertaining, but also really
What If wanted to be.
sort of, you could say.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's true.
No?
Or I mean, maybe If wanted to be all three of those things: insightful, entertaining, and touching.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
It tried, and it succeeded in what it did, but it's not all three.
Well, anyway, this guy Jim Morris said that Pixar is done making movies for Disney Plus.
Right. Because during the put everything on streaming saga, Disney screwed over Pixar hard.
Right.
And they were really upset about it.
Yeah. And now he's coming out and saying, that era is over.
Yeah.
We're not making movies for Disney Plus anymore, and Inside Out is going to be in the theaters for 100 days.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, does that mean that hypothetically you have to keep it for 100 days?
No.
You probably will.
I probably will, given the time of year and the type of movie.
Yeah.
That's the kind of movie that opens at the beginning of the summer, and we will still be playing it in Labor Day.
Right.
I'm guessing. Because it's short, it's easy, it's, popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll still have
Perfect.
it.
There's a little bit left in the news, and what is that?
On July 20th,
What?
6 days short of Deadpool,
Oh.
5 if you count the Thursday release, you and I are headed back to Complete in Box
What?
for a live broadcast. Remember we did that last summer?
Yeah, it was great.
And it was so fun. And it was super fun. I think wasn't I quizzed?
Yeah, the Abacus gave us a quiz.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to him, see if he's up to doing that again.
And what I remember about that is that I nailed it and you fell short.
Well, I remember something along the lines of, like, people wondering if you were even there, and me just being the star of the
Just
show.
crushing it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's how you remember it?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, and one of the things you and I have already started our, because, we are nothing if not professional.
A consummate professional.
And what's the hallmark of professionals? Superior planning. So we have already started. We've already started planning. No, it's not procrastinating. It's planning.
Yeah.
We are planning our agenda for the show notes for
Right.
July 20th.
Right. Yeah.
We don't want to walk in there just willy-nilly. The first thing that is already on the show notes is we will reveal at that live show
Yeah.
each other's top 5 romantic comedy films.
Right. Because we could do it now or last week.
Right.
But why do that when we can wait until this live event?
Right. And we have gotten a lot of interest. A lot of people are excited about rom-coms. We already got a vote for Moonstruck.
Yeah.
Do you think Moonstruck's a romantic comedy?
I would put that under there.
Yeah, me too. It's in some universes, I list it as my number 1 movie.
I've heard that.
Yeah, my favorite movie of all time is
I've destroyed most of those universes, but yeah.
Moonstruck. Oh my God. I just realized what's happening here. I just put it together. I'm Iron Man and you're Thanos.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just pruning out the universes I don't like.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my all-time favorite movie is 1989 Moonstruck. If you haven't seen it or if you haven't seen it lately, do yourself a favor. It stars Cher. Go ahead, mock, laugh. Go ahead. Her performance is amazing. And
Nick Recagescence.
Nick before his Recagescence.
Yeah.
Nick Cage. And it has, a whole bunch of other amazing people. Olympia Dukakis. And it's such a good movie. All right, so but all kidding aside,
Yeah, June 20th, right?
July 20th.
July 20th.
Yeah, June 20th. There's not enough time to plan.
Right. Now, I want to say this. Spencer, the owner of Complete and Box, will again join us
I love it.
on the show, but I want to get a little bit more prepared this time.
Okay. Let's quiz him on the Penn Cinema podcast.
I want to know from our audience, podcast@pencinema.com, what type of things, what type of topic would you like to hear Spencer's opinion on? Now, he's a video game guy, but he loves movies too. So if you can think of something mixing video games with movies, like if you want his list of what he'd recommend for
Romantic
top 5 video game movies or
romantic comedy videos.
Yeah, what makes the best romantic comedy videos?
Video game.
And then video gaming. Yeah. Romantic comedy video games.
Right. Why aren't there more of those?
That is a good question.
And why aren't there more serial-based video games?
Say we had an idea, and it didn't make it as a movie for $8 million.
Right. Billion.
But billion.
Right.
But the video game rights are open.
Right. I'm gonna challenge Spencer and ask him a bunch of questions about the podcast.
Do it.
Yeah, and also I'm gonna ask him about literature.
Yeah, everything but video games.
I'm gonna ask him about books.
He has children too, so ask him about child rearing.
Oh God,
that's something you pretend to know about, right? Somehow they're out of the house.
They're here.
They might not know how to mail, but yeah. All right, so is that all the news?
They don't know how stamps work, but they're good kids. They're smart.
Is that all there's?
I believe so.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, there's not anything about Lord of the Rings?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. One more thing. Lord of the Rings 1 on Saturday. Lord of the Rings 2 on Sunday. Lord of the Rings 3 on Monday. That's June 8th, 9th, and 10th. And then the following weekend, same deal, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Now, are you offering lodging or?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you're on your own. You can sleep in your car. We won't throw you out.
You should let them camp out back.
In their school buses.
In their school buses. All right, that's all the news fit to print. Whoa, typewritering it. That was pretty good. That's pretty good. How many of our listeners know what a typewriter is?
David, I'm not sure if we've really covered this on the show. I'm pretty modest about it.
Yeah?
But I'm an avid modern dancer.
You know, we haven't talked about it on the show because I know how difficult it is for you to have the spotlight on you like that. To talk about it. And I'm always like, I want to bring it up.
Right.
But I know.
The only thing I love more than interpretive dance is being shy.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't point. Good old Penn, don't point a finger at me.
That's it. That's it.
That's his name.
Nobody here but us ferns. All right, David, this week we reviewed the 45th anniversary of Le Muppet Movie.
Am I going to do trailers? I'm going to skip right over
Oh
this.
my God, where's my head?
Where do you think you're going?
I'm so blown
You're
away.
just in dance.
I want a bowl of Count Chocula. That's all.
Clearly.
That's all I'm doing.
Clearly.
That's all I'm doing.
Stoppers will still be open when we get out of
All
here.
right, we have 5 trailers to review this week.
Yeah, 4 of them are pretty decent.
4 of them are solid.
Yeah.
Why don't you lead us off with the first one, which is for Venom: The Last Dance.
Oh boy, the hype is high and my care is low. For Venom: The Last Dance. This movie looks atrocious.
Comes out in the fall. The best part about this trailer is the tagline at the end where it says, "Till death do they part."
Right. The subtitle is, here's the thing. The subtitle of this movie is so bad that when someone in one of our emails said X amount of days till Venom: The Last Dance, I thought they were just being witty and making fun of Venom. I did not realize the movie is literally called Venom: The Last Dance.
Also this week we saw a teaser trailer for what promises to be one
I'm
of...
not done with Venom.
Okay. I was really hoping...
What universe do they think this movie is? Because they need to clarify that, because it's getting muddy. Because at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, he blips back to his universe and leaves a piece of Venom behind. Yet in this movie, some marshal guy goes to that bar and collects the piece of Venom. What is that about?
And it's that easy. You just flip a shot glass over the Venom and now you got it.
Now you got it.
That's how that works.
Right, and he's just in a different universe.
Because the whole rest of the movie, everybody's shooting at him, blowing stuff up, and he's
dodging,
killing them, and
taking over the horse. Oh my gosh! Anyway,
can't wait for the horse scene.
I mean, I can wait. I can miss it.
I dare you to not watch this movie. I dare you for once in your life to take a stand and put your money where your mouth is and not watch this movie.
What happens when we have to review it?
I will review it, and you can watch whatever else came out that week.
I hope there's something else that week.
Even if there's not, you can rewatch the Muppet Movie. I dare you. I officially double dog dare you to not watch Venom: The Last Dance.
I might be able to do it.
I don't think you can.
There's a part of me, but what about hate watching? I need to know. I need to know what I'm bitching about. All right, next up we had Moana 2 teaser trailer. What do you think about this? As a man who's seen Moana. Me?
I wish our viewers could see us looking around. Moana 2 teaser trailer for what promises to be one of the biggest movies of the year opens Thanksgiving, November 27th. Yeah. I'm sure that's actually the day before Thanksgiving, but I don't know. This looks...
It looks beautiful.
Yes, it looks like if you loved Moana, you're going to love this. It looks like it's going to be a continuation of a beloved movie.
And you loved Moana.
I loved it.
As a man who's seen Moana.
Of course I've seen it.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it, so...
Me neither. I probably even reviewed it, but I don't think I saw it.
All right, next up is my trailer of the week, which comes... with a very close second.
This was my trailer of the week until the very close second became my trailer of the week. And I when we get to it, I can articulate why one is trailer of the week over the other.
And I can too.
All right, well, let's put them both on the table. The two movies that we're talking about, the first movie is called Wolves, which has a really interesting release date. This is an Apple TV movie that's being released exclusively in theaters by Sony, including an IMAX release on September 20th. I love a September release date. You know what else comes up in September? Beetlejuice.
Wow.
I love when good movies seek out a quiet time, and make their own headlines and sort of establish their own opening vibe. And they're not trying to dominate Christmas or dominate Thanksgiving or anything like that. They're just trying to open a good, big, solid movie. This is called Wolves, and it's two fixers, right?
Yeah.
One's played by George Clooney, one's played by Brad Pitt. And we'll get into the trailer. But the other trailer that David and I are debating is called Kinds of Kindness, which is coming to Lidditz, by the way, on June 28th.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. This is the same team that did Poor Things. So you have Willem Dafoe, Emma Stone, and Jesse Plemons. This is, I have no idea what this movie is about, but it looks like more wild and craziness. You see a little bit, there was a teaser trailer a couple months ago that we saw, and now this is a proper trailer.
Right.
And you see a little bit more kind of craziness. But why did you, so Wolves, both movies look amazing.
Yes.
Wolves is now my most anticipated movie of the year, for me personally, because I just can't get enough of George Clooney and Brad Pitt.
Right.
And Kinds of Kindness is also an incredibly promising title. Why did you pick Kindness?
I want to see Kinds of Kindness more.
Right.
But the reason Wolves is my trailer of the week is because I think I saw the Kinds of Kindness trailer multiple times since it came, because it came out right after we recorded last.
Right.
So it's almost like it's been out for 2 weeks instead of me. Usually I wait to watch trailers till I like to watch them all at the same time, so they all have an even advantage.
Me too. I like to watch them as you're walking up the steps to record the show.
Quick, do 4-speed. So I think it's just that I had seen Kinds of Kindness, so it kind of wore off a little bit, and then Wolves was very fresh.
You seriously, dear listener,
you
got to watch both of these trailers.
They're both amazing,
especially Wolves. Here's why I picked Kinds of Kindness. I picked Kinds of Kindness as my trailer of the week because as much as I love Wolves and as much as I can't wait to see it, the trailer was like any other trailer for a movie that I'm excited to see. Like
Right.
it was a very straightforward trailer. There's these two guys. There's this third guy who accidentally gets mixed up with them. There's girls. There's bosses. There's bad guys.
There's la comedy.
There's la comedy. I mean, it looks perfect. It looks.
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say about it. Kinds of Kindness I picked as my trailer of the week because, much like some other movies like Poor Things and etc., this trailer was wild. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the movie's about, but I want to see it.
Yeah. I'm with you. I mean, you could talk me into either one of them.
You're
Honestly.
splitting hairs.
Yeah.
You're talking about the two amazing trailers.
I say we just give it to both of them.
There you go.
Our trailers of the week.
Our first ever
trailers of the week.
trailers of the week presented by the Penn Cinema Podcast. That's
Wolves
great.
and Kinds of Kindness. Then we followed up with our last trailer this week, which I thought was well done. Is it going to be a hit? I would say no. But the trailer had me interested enough that I wanted to see it. It's called Before Dawn. It's about Australia during the war. What war? I'm going to assume the Emu War because it's not stated. You know what I'm talking about?
The Emu War?
Emu.
I'm not familiar with the Emu
That's
War.
when Australia literally went to war with birds and lost.
I don't think it's that.
Not a lie.
Okay.
But a real
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Look up the Emu Wars.
Okay, I will. First thing.
Yeah. Already forgot about it. I don't know. I thought it looked good to see. I'm assuming World War II or one or
One, yeah.
from another perspective.
I have no idea.
Yeah. There are lots of Australian accents, so get ready for it, mate. Perfect.
You know what that
Perfect.
reminds me? You know
Give me dual citizenship.
Right.
Just sign me up.
Right.
I'm done. I've made it. I've succeeded as an Australian comedian.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
I assume you're keeping it secret from me that we heard from our Irish listeners, and you're just not telling me.
I would never.
We have not heard.
What is up with that? We know you're out there, Ireland.
We're gonna do right. I'm gonna come out there.
I've seen a map.
Right. I'm watching Bodkin right now.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I know stuff.
Father Ted.
Father Ted.
Yeah, he's Irish.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could come to Ireland. You wouldn't even know. We could do the show from Ireland.
You could be like, oh, I'm just here at the pub and I'm getting drunk. And then we would be like, so are we.
Bloody hell.
Bum, bum, bum. All right, that's the trailers for this week. Now, we celebrated 45 years of the Muppets by watching the Muppet Movie. How do you feel about this movie, Ben?
I loved it.
Yeah?
So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name a part of the movie to me.
No, I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I have seen this movie a zillion times.
Right.
Because I was the target audience when it came out. And I watched it a million times. I probably saw it in the theaters a few times. Definitely saw it on VHS repeatedly.
Right.
What I loved about seeing it again was so many little things. First of all, just straight up gags that I forgot about. Like every time Kermie like protests something and he says it's a myth and he says myth.
The same girl goes, yes.
No matter where they are.
Yeah.
The girl appears from behind the billboard. Yes. You know. And I love how they carry the gags the whole way through, and they're self-aware, and they at the beginning of the movie, somebody, I forget who, says something like, this may be a running gag, you know, and then sure enough, it's the whole. I love the ridiculous play on words, like when they escape the bad guys by saying, you know, drinks are on the house, and then everybody goes up on the
upstairs.
roof. I don't see any drinks.
Yeah.
So I loved remembering some of the gags that I had previously forgotten. I also loved the detail that you see. Like the last time I saw this on the big screen, I was probably 10,
Wow.
you know, something like that. Maybe, I don't know how old I was 45 years ago. I guess I was 8. So my memory is seeing it on TV. Seeing it again on the big screen, you catch all kinds of detail, you know, like even just at the very beginning. Like, I love how they open up the movie, like with all the Muppets in the auditorium. They're all throwing popcorn and, you know, misbehaving. And then I never noticed, but in the way back, in the behind the back row, is this gigantic, looks like Big Bird on acid. that you would have never noticed before. It's not a character. It doesn't. I mean, maybe it has a name to like Jim Henson, but he's just standing in the back, looking, being a decoration, smiling and nodding. But I mean, like those little details that you don't remember, when you're a kid that you saw it in the movie theater.
I always loved as a kid the Big Bird cameo.
Yes,
That was so cool.
Yes,
They're connected.
oh, what do we call that now? Not a mashup, a crossover.
Well, a cameo or a crossover. Yeah.
So cool. No, I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think how do I say this? I don't want to call it special effects, but like the art direction, or I guess special effects is right. It's so unparalleled that even today you don't see movies
Right.
as well. I mean, Kermit and Fozzie in the car driving away from the band, and it's just like it looks like two. It doesn't look like the car doesn't look sized wrong because
Right.
it's, you know what I mean.
Right.
It doesn't look green screened.
Right.
It was practical effects, and it
Right.
and it worked.
Right.
So much of that like puppeteering worked in a way, and visual wizardry where they would have things. Of course, it was optical illusions of things being like closer and that kind of stuff. It's just amazing.
Where'd they find a fork that big to put in the road?
That's a good question. Maybe they got it from the fork and spoon store.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. Right. So interesting thing about this movie is I'm watching it is I'm like, I definitely was more Muppets Take Manhattan age bracket.
Okay. Yep.
So I remember that.
I remember
movie.
that one too.
I remember that movie. I probably watched that one more.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing was, other than the theme song, the music is great,
Moving right along.
but none of it is catchy and or memorable.
Okay.
Because I was thinking after it was over, I can't remember a single. Like, I remember things that were happening during songs that they were singing about.
Okay.
Right? And I remember enjoying it within the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember, none of them stuck into my head, or can I remember even the moving right along thing? They sing that in the car, I'm assuming?
Come on.
I literally cannot remember.
Okay.
So I just thought that was weird.
Okay. I think what I noticed, what I was reminded, it was the opposite. How I mean, that opening sequence where he's singing, sitting on the log, singing Rainbow, the Rainbow Connection. I mean, that is an iconic movie moment. That's an iconic piece of song. And then the Moon Right Along, like that's...
I remember the singing on the log thing,
Yeah.
but I couldn't have told you what song he was singing.
Yeah. That's just because you're not old enough.
It's possible this movie did come out before I was born. What?
And I love the two old men at the beginning when they were like, I love this movie so far. And the guy goes, it hasn't started yet. And I was like, that's what I love about it.
That's us.
Right. That's definitely.
Yeah.
Did you watch it? I mean, I was just going to ask you a question, but I'll just get to why I was struck by these shows. We showed it like 4 or 5 times over the weekend, and every single one was packed.
Yeah.
And it was when you were, I didn't notice, were the packed shows a lot of kids, or were they a lot of people my age, like going for the walk down memory lane, or who came out to see it?
Well, I'm telling you, from the view from my couch, I wasn't really able to tell.
Ah, okay.
So, I mean, it's a perspective.
Yeah, right.
You know?
It's funny because we have gotten so many compliments from our customers on how much they've appreciated watching movies from your couch ever since we moved in a theater town.
Yeah. That's the crazy thing.
We took out a few seats.
Yeah.
And we put your couch right there in the third row.
But with blinders, so I can't see everyone else. Yeah.
Right. It's just, it makes you feel like you're at home.
Right.
But David, you just completely answered my question.
Right. Now, here's the thing.
No, my question, but like, of course you didn't appreciate the music. Of course you didn't remember the music.
I bought a brand new TV.
No, bullshit. You were on your phone. You were at your house. You had cats.
No, I
you had
fell
stuff
asleep a
going
little
on. Like you 100% were not in a position to appreciate a theatrical release. You watched TV.
Yeah, I was out, and I was ready to come.
Right.
I was literally like,
Yeah.
I was with a friend. And I was like, I gotta go.
This is great.
I want to make the 3:00 show
Right.
of Muppets, and then I get a text. It says, "Bro, theater for 3:00 is like pretty much all full.
Yeah.
Like you might want to come to the 7:00 show."
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know, 7:00 show.
No, that's late at night.
And then I got a picture of what seats were available, and it was just the front row. And I
Best
thought,
row.
I mean, I guess I could still go, or
You know what I'm hearing?
I could, or you could just go home.
A lot of cheap ass excuses coming out of
And
David
then I went
Moulton's
home.
mouth.
I was like, I do have a new TV,
Yeah. Right.
4K, you know,
Right.
the way it was meant to be.
Right. So since only one of us watched this movie, I will take the liberty of submitting the review for this week's record and report that this is the best movie of all time.
I'll agree.
You don't
And
get
I haven't seen it.
You don't get a vote.
So it doesn't matter.
You cannot sit there and act like you know anything about the music if you watch this at home.
I've never seen the Muppet Movie,
Very good.
is what it comes down to.
Next week, however,
Yeah.
next week we are riding and dying.
Bad Boys for Life.
Next week we're going to be the watchers watching Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Yeah, that's right. I like the, people were like, what? Oh, no, wait, okay. All right.
I tell you, I have ambition.
Yeah.
And I'm not committing to anything, but I really want to see both of these movies. I want to see The Watchers.
I'm curious about The Watchers.
Yeah. I really want to see. I'm going to see it.
You ready to get into some listeners' notes, comments, questions, answers, and so forth?
Moving right along. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, is that I've never heard that song. I've never seen any movie with it in it.
Right.
Yeah.
The first note we got was from Bringing the Noise, Bringing the Funk, who is on the Let's Make Fun of Penn train.
Yeah, he had a lot of things to say. I picked out the good stuff.
Yeah, he picked out the good stuff. he wanted to make sure that all listeners caught a moment. There was a special moment last week between the two of us.
It was.
It was touching.
Yeah.
You know,
Laughing and crying.
I thought about it later in the week, and it made me happy inside. You know, it made me all warm and fuzzy. Bring the Noise, Bring the Funk writes, I loved Penn saying that he stayed for the end credits of Furiosa. Now, let me remind you, David, I 100% did stay for the end credits.
No doubt. No doubt.
Okay. So I don't want anyone... Like, you can go ahead and make fun of my memory, but I don't question whether or not I actually did, because I did.
You did.
Because our second favorite thing to do on this show, aside from telling tall tales,
Right.
our second favorite thing to do is admit when we do something goofy,
Right.
and make
Yeah.
fun of each other. So,
Right, yeah.
so yeah. Noise and Funk writes in and says, I loved Penn saying he stayed for the end credits of Furiosa only to immediately be questioned by David about what happened. And he had no memory of it all. His conviction before and after David's comments were priceless.
It was pretty great.
That was great. I love it when I walk into stuff like that. He also commented on, and I'm going to read this because I think he has a good turn of phrase here.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I just saw the official Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket that Ryan Reynolds teased a while back, and boy, howdy. What a popcorn bucket that is. David, when was the last time you were commenting on something and used the expression, boy, howdy?
I think it was around 1953.
Right. You were living in Oklahoma at the time.
I was living in Oklahoma.
Right. Is that your cow herding days?
Yeah, well, then we struck that oil. And I said, I'm moving to Hollywood.
I'm moving to Lancaster and starting a podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to move to Lancaster.
Right, that's how you got all the money to afford this podcast.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so he says he saw the official Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket that Ryan Reynolds teased a while back, and boy howdy, what a popcorn bucket it is. Do you think any other movie could get away with something like this? Is it the star power of Ryan and Hugh Jackman that made this happen? This is an incredibly thin line that they are walking here, and quite frankly, I'm here for the chaos. How are theaters going to go about selling this bucket? It's an R-rated movie. Will you need to show your ID for the bucket too? I'm legit curious how this is all going to shake out for the biz.
Well, first off, I don't know for sure, but I would wager that this bucket's only available at one theater chain.
Right.
Just like the Dune bucket.
Right.
Secondly, it's going to be too expensive for the kids that probably shouldn't have it to afford it.
Right.
So there's that gate. Thirdly, we looked at it beforehand, and while it's provocative, I still feel it's not as provocative as the Dune one.
I'm going to want to see your ID, and when you show me your ID, what I mean when I say ID is your $20.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you show me your $20, you can have a popcorn
There's no
bucket.
way this popcorn cup is $20. I guarantee it's like 50.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Can I tell you a little joke?
Yeah.
This guy goes in a psychiatric office, and you know what a Rorschach test is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what a Rorschach
Yeah, there's
test is.
pictures of my mom.
Like blotted, ink blots.
Yeah.
And the doctor, you look at an ink blot, and the doctor says, "What do you see?" And then that helps you sort of reveal
What's up with your-
So the guy goes into the doctor's office and shows him a Rorschach test, and shows him the picture and says, "What do you see?" And the guy says, "Boobs." And then the guy says, shows him another picture and says, "What do you see?" And he says, something else sexual. And says, "What do you see here?" And when do you see this? And TNA or something like that. And then the doctor says, "You seem to be obsessed with sexual imagery." And the patient goes, "Well, you're the one showing me all the dirty pictures." And that's how I feel about this bucket. Like, I get it that you can make it a dirty bucket, but it's also like, really, like, do we have to? Like,
Right.
do we have to? Like, is that what the Dune bucket is now? Like, every opportunity to turn it into a middle school joke.
Yeah.
Like, is that what we're doing now?
That's the thing too, is that he says it rely on the star power. Deadpool is largely a parody,
Right.
and whether or not Ryan Reynolds is the actual person behind this specific thing, or if it's something that I believe it's probably more something a marketing team was like, can we get Ryan to be behind this and then claim it as his, because that'll help sell it.
Right. It's not the first time that we've had a popcorn bucket where you had to reach into somebody's mouth to get the popcorn.
Right. Like, I feel like I've seen that before.
We've seen it a million
The
times.
thing with the Dune was the things inside it.
Right.
Yeah.
Next up, we got a note.
From Papa Peter.
Holla!
Holla. All right, Papa Peter said, and I'm going to use my very best decoding skills.
Oh, God.
Which, yeah. Very enjoyable and informative podcast this week, says your pa, who not only watched Sesame Street with you, but took you to ye actual street where you were grossed out by Mr. Snuffleupagus hanging from the ceiling upside down. Looking forward to rom-com podcast. Number one, of course, is unquestionably Moonstruck. Dig deep and find it's a treasure philosophically. Want to shake things up on the list? Include Love Simon, your pa from the outer borough. I read it as it was written.
Okay. This is my dad.
Right.
And
Your dad?
Yeah, and we love him to pieces.
Yeah.
And last week we were talking about the Muppet Movie. We were teeing it up.
Right.
And I was saying how I watched limited TV, but, enjoyed Sesame Street and Muppet Movie and Electric Company and so on,
Right.
So now I have to expand the story. My dad was a writer. Now he's an artist, but when I was little, he was a writer. And he wrote for Sesame Street.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You didn't tell me that.
I know. And I used to have it right. I think it got rotated out, but I used to have the picture of Oscar the Grouch in here that was memorabilia from the 70s. And when I was a kid, my dad took me to the set of Sesame Street, where they filmed Sesame Street, because that's being a proper New York City production.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard. And, and now that he had all the hookup and everything, and I'm not trying to imply that he was famous or that he wrote Sesame Street, but he was 100% a writer who was doing writing for Sesame Street. And he took me to the set. And this is one of those memories, because I was really little. It's partly a real memory and partly just because I've heard the story so many times, that I kind of fill in the blanks a little.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6. Like, I was
Right.
little. And anyway, you walk into the set and, you remember the character Snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
Well, they store the costume for Snuffleupagus from the rafters. So I walk in to the Sesame Street to look at the set and see the actual set where they filmed Sesame Street, and look up at the ceiling, and there's Snuffy hanging from his feet, hanging from the ceiling. And I was most disturbed by this. Probably a big part of why I got problems today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why I can't remember anything, because I'm obsessed with poor Snuffy hanging from the
They show
ceiling.
you the Rorschach test. Snuffle up against hanging from the ceiling.
Right. And then also, interesting. So this is a listener who wants to hear our rom-com. He's definitely going to tune into our live broadcast.
If not on premise.
Right, if not on premise. And are you familiar with Love, Simon?
I'm not.
I'm going to have to go watch it. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Next up, we have something from the ones and the twos. I mean, some of them might know it as The Abacus. And I don't think we have an intro, but I'm going to use this one.
That podcast is filling your head with garbage. You should be in school.
Yeah.
We need to find a sound effect that is like a modernized, like clickety clack. You know
Or
what I mean?
just an actual abacus.
Yes, something like that. You know, in a movie when they have a like at the train station and the sign like flips and rotates, like that sign or that sound. That would be cool.
Okay, so you want to read this?
Yeah, sure. The Abacus writes in and says, "Dear Penn, every time I ever wrote in about David being right and you being wrong, I was making it up." So thanks for writing that in.
That's wow.
Yeah, it's great that he can get that off his chest.
Yeah, I'm so thankful that he wrote in such a poignant
and short
email. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Abacus. Never hear from him again.
Right. The Abacus wrote in and said, "I have a couple behind the scenes questions if you're up for them," which we're always up for.
Right.
So if you have any questions about the movie business, feel free to write in. I'm happy to field them and talk about them. So the first question is, Penn, do you ever get a week off? You've explained in the past how every Monday you argue with the studios about which movies you're going to keep and how many showings and so on. I'm assuming you can't do that weeks in advance if you want to take a week off, since everything is week to week in your industry. Do you trust anyone else with this duty?
He said duty.
He said duty.
Oh, man. Dirt on his hands.
No recovering from this. Those are two different questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with the second question.
Okay.
Do you trust anyone else with this duty? Yeah, I mean, that, of course, if I got hit by a bus, Drew Schaefer could definitely do this.
Okay.
Like, there's definitely, Drew has an understanding, and, because he's sitting in the same room as me, we talk about it daily, so it's not a question of whether or not I trust anyone else with this job. It's just that it's the job that I do. To answer your question, no, I never get a week off. And so, for example, I have a trip coming up this summer where I'm going to miss 2 Mondays in a row. That's really tricky. The first Monday I can handle because what I will do is towards the end of the previous week, I will load up with studios. And what I mean by that is like all the ones that are obvious, I will book 2 weeks. So, for example, I'm going to be out of town on the day when I should book Despicable Me. So I can definitely, tell them like, we're going to book it. We're good to open this day. And also let's go ahead and confirm week 2. Cause I don't need to be here to see that I'm going to confirm Despicable Me.
Right.
So what I do when I have to, when I have a trip like this where I'm going to be away is I really keep the schedule simple. And then I will leave Drew with a list of like, almost like a flow chart, like here's the game plan. If this movie surprises, then, we add here. If this movie disappoints, we take away there, that type of thing. But I'll try to have 90 or 95% of it baked before I leave.
Right.
And then I'll just take that, my family's used to it. They just know that, whether it's Sunday night or literally Monday morning, I'll, wherever I go, I have a laptop and I'll pull up and I'll see the numbers and I'll, so the hardest part about being out of town on a Monday is then putting the showtimes into the scheduler. So what I'll do is I'll try to have the vast majority of the showtimes booked before I even leave for the trip. And then I'll just have some shows that are, you can put them in the system without publishing them. So I'll have it essentially drafted, and then I'll send Drew a note that says, you're good to publish Theater 7, or I might say, you're good to publish Theater 7, but take that second matinee and make it a matinee of, whatever, something like that. So to answer your question, no, we never get a Monday off, and when I'm out of town, I either deal with it or, like in this example that I just described where I'm going to really be out of town, try to plan ahead for it and minimize the minutia.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there I was.
Minding your own business.
Minding my own business, there I was.
Yeah.
And I'm, around your family.
Yeah.
They're all like, oh, who are you?
Yeah,
Why are you here?
Yeah, what are you doing?
All that kind of stuff, the normal things when I show up.
Who let you in?
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm okay with this, is the other one I hear.
Right.
But all of a sudden I get, oh man, so excited for our big trip. Big trip this, big trip that.
Oh, yeah.
Overseas. London, Taylor Swift, all this great stuff. And I'm like, I haven't heard a peep about this trip. Someone has not mentioned it at all. And, so I'm gauging your excitement off of that.
I'm just waiting to give you the invite, waiting for when's the time right.
Yeah, that's the other part.
Right.
It's like, I didn't make it to CinemaCon, but I might make it to London.
Definitely. Nothing says Taylor Swift like David Malton.
That's what I'm saying.
Abacus went on to write. I think you've mentioned this before. This is on the topic of his business questions.
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned this before, but what do you do with the standees and the posters after they've run their course in the lobby or hallways? Can you sell them on eBay for a little extra money? Do they go to the employees? How do you decide who gets them? Have they ever been stolen? And then he shared a story about getting ripped off from when he worked at McDonald's.
He worked at McDonald's, and these people came in and just stole display kit.
His stolen display kit story would have been a lot cooler if what was the promotional standee?
Oh, he didn't even say.
You know what I mean? Like
That's
sometimes
true.
they have celebrities or movies that are promoting like, the Big Mac combo meal or, it's a lot of time a movie theme is tied in with, something at McDonald's. And
I'm sure it was some toy or Pokemon thing.
Probably. We had a guy steal the Rocky banner right off our wall, and we had him dead to rights, and we got him on camera. And then, this is back when I was. This is back when I was a manager. He was back the week later, or I don't remember how much later, but he was back, and I confirmed. And I went and walked him through the entire building, and I was like, "This is where I saw your buddy standing lookout. This is where I saw you tear it down. This is where I saw your buddy hold the door for you. This is where I saw you walk out with my Rocky poster."
Wow.
And I took a copy of his driver's license and told him I don't know what I told him, but
banning for life.
Yeah, some awful,
You better watch yourself. Yeah, you better. Your mom.
You kids. But yeah, we definitely have had stuff stolen. You could sell them on eBay, but that's not really my style. We give them to the employees, and it's...
Some of them, they ask for them back, though, right? Or don't they do that anymore?
They don't do that. Well, Disney sometimes asks for the sort of two-sided banner that's in a lobby. Sometimes they ask for that back. Sometimes the two-sided banner that they think they're getting back gets lost.
Oh my gosh.
Or vandalized.
Yeah.
And then might end up in my garage.
Right. For prosperity.
Right, for prosperity. So how do you decide? It's kind of a food chain thing. If it's a historic poster or standee or memorabilia, then me and Drew get rights to keep it in the booth for posterity's sake, because we want, in our booth, there's movie posters that we just love, but then there's also I have historic movie posters, that I want to get framed or I want to give to David or, something along those lines. But after that, it's kind of we all know who's really into this or who's really into that. We got a guy that works here that's really into A24. We have a few guys that are really into A24, so sometimes they want that poster. I'm not exactly sure how we do it anymore, but for a long time we had a sign-up sheet, so you could express how badly you wanted it, and then ultimately it gets it's a decision of the management team to see who actually gets it. But to answer Abacus's question, what we do with them is we give them to our employees. And then it's funny because there are, as you can imagine, there's a bunch of posters that kind of nobody wants.
Yeah.
You know, or at least nobody's like fighting for them. And those go in our employee break room and sort of sit in a box. And then every now and then when somebody needs something to do, they go in there and clean it out and either throw them out or, you know, whatever.
Right.
There's also a guy, I think, who either still does or used to come in and we would try to give him posters if, I don't know if he collected them or... I was never really cool with that. I don't really like that. I think we should just consistently either keep them in the booth for posterity or let our staff have them.
Yeah. Goodwill. There's an option there.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, that's interesting. Soap on a rope.
Love her.
Yeah, she writes in. She says something along the lines. What's it? Oh, it says Penn is wrong a lot, and the abacus.
Do you think she got together with the abacus and they wrote their notes together?
Yeah, she was like, he's lying.
Why is Penn always wrong?
Yeah. She's just writing in to say, I was so excited when I saw the Muppet Movie was coming to theaters. Me too, obviously. It's one of my favorites. For a movie that's super fun and doesn't take itself too seriously, still manages to be very earnest and meaningful, and it was such a blast to see it on the big screen. I know. Tell me about it. I love how upset it makes you that I didn't watch it on the big screen.
I mean, I'm just gonna let you like deal with this because you're the one. Yeah. So, what do you want to say to our listener who cared enough to watch the movie?
I'm so glad you got in to see it. Soap on a rope.
Soap on a rope.
Making the world turn.
I love any opportunity that a listener's note can make you uncomfortable. That just makes my day.
Perfect.
Thank you, Soap. I really appreciate that. Lastly, but not leastly, we have a new listener, Park Place Pete.
Yeah.
Do you remember, David? This is funny. This is actually pretty good. Do you remember many moons ago we discussed Baked Alaska?
Yeah, but we didn't know what it was. Right?
We didn't know what it was. We referenced it.
Yeah.
And then there was a text
Okay.
that was written in from Pop-Up Peter,
Okay.
who described a movie scene about Baked Alaska. And then I tried to repeat the text, like, because it was a listener note, but it came in by text.
Right.
You know, and then...
And it was in that Pop Peter code.
Right. It was tricky.
Yeah.
So now we have a whole different person calling himself Park Place Pete.
Right.
And Park Place Pete writes in, unsatisfied with the representation that I gave to the text about Baked Alaska.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a movie that is out this year called The Taste of Things.
Okay.
And in this movie, there's reference to Baked Alaska.
The food.
Yes. Baked Alaska is a delicious meringue dessert that you serve when you're having a fancy dinner,
Right.
and then you light it on fire.
Whoa.
And that's what makes it like...
You've had this?
I have. My father, Papa Peter, makes it.
On the set of Sesame Street.
Yes. And then it's really funny because one time he made it on the Sesame Street, and then as a gag, he did like the old pie in the face on
While it was
Oscar
on
the
fire.
Grouch. Well, but then, you know, poor Oscar suffered all these burns, you know, which was just terrible because he's already grouchy.
Yeah.
You know, that just pissed him off more.
That's why you only see him from the waist up.
right. His lower half is all burnt. Park Place Pete writes in another piece of information about Baked Alaska. And it starts with a quote from the movie, which is, I almost cried, she confesses to the cook. Eugenie, who's played by Juliette Binoche, smiles as she recognizes herself in the girl. This scene is from The Taste of Things, a film about food and love and the obsessive passions that both evoke. If Pauline's ecstatic nibble doesn't make you want to rush out to the theater's concession stand to see if Baked Alaska is on offer, you're made of sterner stuff than me.
Wow.
The Taste of Things comes out in 2024 and is a extremely limited artsy art film.
Whoa.
But apparently it stars Juliette Binoche, who's amazing. And apparently it's one of these foodie romance movies. Like, did you ever see Chocolat?
No.
No. which surprises me on account of your French heritage.
You're right. Yeah.
Le Jean. No, Jean-Paul. Jean-Paul. All right, well, anyway, thank you, Park Place Pete, for clarifying the significant role of Baked Alaska in the upcoming film, The Taste of Things.
Now moving on. Penn, what is with you? What's up with you?
All right, I'm going to breeze through this, but I'm going to say
Your list is
I had some downtime.
yeah.
I had some downtime, and I got a lot of really good TV watching in. And also, I should mention my favorite movie of the year I've now seen so far. I don't think it's going to survive to the end of the year, but my favorite movie of the year so far is called Young Woman in the Sea. It's currently playing in Lidditz. It stars Daisy Ridley, about the first woman who ever swam across the English Channel. This movie is beautiful. It's inspiring. It's touching. It is amazing. Why are you shaking your head?
Young Woman in the Sea. This movie was made for Penn Ketchum.
Yeah. And
Swimming.
Daisy Ridley's dad is played by the spy handler in the Jodie Comer show, Killing Eve.
Whoa.
Which was a nice surprise for me because I love his character in Killing Eve. And then when he appeared as the dad, I was like, yes, this is going to be great.
Connect all of these like that?
What, like
I'm waiting to
like-
see if like each one has got somebody
like
from the last one.
Apple, like Adam and Eve ate the apple.
Like Killing Eve as in Adam and Eve.
Eve, as in Adam and Eve, and eating the apple. I also saw Apple Tree Yard,
What's that?
which is it's a series, but it's like a limit. It's not going to have a second season. It's basically a murder mystery.
Okay.
And it stars Emily Watson, a great talented British actress, and she is amazing.
Okay.
And that's the end. I can't connect any of the others.
Okay.
But I know we're running long on time. So there's the one that I really want to recommend to everybody is on Netflix, and it's called Bodkin.
Okay.
But I also watched The Outsider. I also watched the entire Three Body Problem, which was good.
Is it though?
It's not great.
I tried to read the book and I didn't like it. I tried to watch the show and I was like, I don't know if I care.
Yeah. That's why I say it's good. It's not great. And The Veil with what's her face. All of these were really good shows.
That's a lot.
Yep.
That's a lot of watching. This week, I don't remember if I mentioned last time, but Gentlemen in Russia ended and it was great.
I watched that too. It was
Okay.
awesome.
Discovery had its series finale.
Is that a show that you watched?
It is a show that I was watching,
Oh,
but it's a series finale.
did you watch this? But you did see
I watched
the finale.
the series finale,
Yeah, okay.
and now it's over, and I don't have to watch it again. I mean, I may someday, but that is choice.
What is life but choices?
I'm reading The Pillars of Earth, which is, it's okay. I'm not in it enough to know if it's good. All right, I found a surprise. It was on HBO Max. Yeah, actually reading Penn. He's making fun of it. It was on HBO Max, but now it's on Netflix. It's called Scavenger's Reign. It's an animated short series about these people who get marooned on this weird planet. The animation style is crazy. The aliens are absolutely bonkers. I couldn't stop watching it. It's like 12, 20-minute episodes.
And where is it on?
It's on Netflix now. So I really enjoyed that. And my week has been packed to the brim with Bridgerton because I was like, oh, the new season's out. I guess I'll watch it. Then I found out it's only the first half of the new season. I got to wait a whole nother week.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what am I going to do? And then I realized there was a short mini-series season that I missed about the Queen. Now, Bridgerton is whatever, blah, blah. I mean, I watch it because I've been watching it.
Yeah.
But the one about the Queen is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised at how much I like it more than just regular Bridgerton.
Yeah.
So that's me doing my thing. And somebody wrote in and said, I mentioned Animal Crossing and they thought I didn't like it. I love Animal Crossing.
Who doesn't?
Right. I think the thing is that I played it to death, and I'm now coming back to it, and it's kind of like I'm reluctant to get drawn back in. I think that was the thing that they were thinking. I didn't like it. Anyway, that's it. Next week, Bad Boys for Life, the Penn Ketchum David Moulton story.
Ride or die.
Ride or die. Look, if you want to be a part of the show, the best way to do that is to email us, podcast@penncinema.com. But if you want to support the show, Penn, how the heck are people going to do that?
You know, it's like everything else. Follow the youth. You know what the youth are doing?
Yeah.
They're demanding from cereal makers better prizes in their cereals.
True.
Yeah.
True.
You're seeing this a lot. And so what kids are doing is they're taking the prizes out. Siblings are looking after their other siblings. They're going into the cereal. They're taking the prizes out. They're writing out a note. Listen to the Penn Cinema podcast. They're stuffing it back in the box of cereal. And then what a lot of kids are doing, which I think is terrific, is they're taking the cereal that's almost done in their house, scotch taping it back together, and sneaking it into the supermarket and putting it back on the shelf.
Oh, perfect.
You know, and I think, you know, we could all take a page out of their book and learn from them. And so what I'm encouraging you to do to help the show today is take a couple of your half-empty boxes of cereal, put a nice note in it, an encouraging, supportive note to the youth, and tape it back up, and bring it back to the store and stick it on the shelf.
It's like we always say, better pizza, better prizes, Penn Cinema podcast.
That's
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is exactly what
we're always saying.
That's what we're always saying.
But say you're lactose intolerant, so you don't eat cereal.
Or, well, that's why God invented almond milk. But anyway, if you don't like cereal, then you...
That's why God made the moon.
you tell a friend how much you enjoy the show. You know what I like almost as much as Count Chocula?
What's that?
The Penn Cinema podcast.
Boom.
Boom.
All right. Well, once again, for the Penn Cinema podcast, I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum.
Take care and party on.
Thanks for joining us this episode. Our hosts would love to hear from you. To contact the show with your thoughts and reviews, email podcast@penncinema.com. This podcast is a production of Penn Cinema. Escape to the movies at Penn Cinema, featuring crisp digital projection, killer sound, reserved seating, and premium power recliners. With locations in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, and Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. Showtimes and tickets available at www.penncinema.com.